You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that doesn't know the difference between Steve Guttenberg and Peter Scolari. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Samantha.
Oh, we have a great show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. We have a bunch of news to go over, but first let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
That is what we do at the beginning.
That is exactly what we do at the beginning.
Let's see, we've seen 3 movies lately.
Okay, cool. Let's hear them.
Which one do you want to talk about first? They're all kind of scary. I mean, Parasite. Let's just start with Parasite.
Yeah, let's just start with Parasite. That's fine.
It's not really a horror movie. It's kind of hard to categorize. I think Wikipedia calls it a horror tragicomedy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is fitting. It's about a bunch of poor people gaslighting a bunch of rich people, basically. And it's really compelling and at times very funny, at times very
bleak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely worth a watch, though.
Yeah. I've been wanting to check it out. I've read a brief synopsis of the film, so I kind of know the ins and outs of what's going on, but I definitely want to check it out. Do you think it
deserved Best Picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is definitely...
It was really good.
Yeah, it is definitely a very high-quality, well-made, well-written, well-produced film.
Oh, good, cool.
And I think that director that I can't remember his name right now.
I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to butcher the pronunciation. He's a really good director, and it's good to see him get this recognition. Like Snowpiercer was a really good movie.
That's right. He
really
did Snowpiercer too, didn't he?
Yeah. Which has the same kind of like weird tone to it, where it's like sometimes this is deathly serious, sometimes it's weird, sometimes it's kind of funny. Like,
oh, that's what I thought the guy's name was. Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I liked Snowpiercer a lot. So I definitely want to check this one out at some point. And I'm gonna have to be in a certain mood to watch Parasite. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's one that I can just go, oh hey, it's a Tuesday, I'm going to pop on some Parasite and for feel good movie times.
Yeah, it's not really like a popcorn movie.
No.
I don't know. It kind of can be.
It's not super heavy.
Oh, okay.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a thriller.
Yeah, it's funny watching this.
It just kind of makes you think. It's not like super dark or upsetting, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, it's not a huge downer, but it does make you think. There's enough there where you're like,
Okay.
This gives me feelings.
Yeah. But it's also funny to watch
it's enjoyable.
This whole family put one over on these rich people.
Okay, yeah. Well, we probably can't go into it any because I don't want to get spoiled on it.
I wouldn't want to spoil it for anybody. Just see it; it's worth it.
Okay, cool.
Even if you hate subtitles, it's worth just read the dang subtitles.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Expand your cinematic palette.
Yes. Okay, well, before you get into your second movie that you're going to do, one of the things that I checked out this week, I've been watching a bunch of cartoons because I had some time off and cartoons are usually my go-to. I rewatched the first episode of the Mortal Kombat.
Oh, no.
Champions of Nothing, whatever the show's called. It's only 13 episodes long, and my original thinking was I'm going to sit and I'm going to mainline all 13 episodes of this because just to say, hey, I watched the entire series and look at this. I barely made it through the first episode. Oh boy, it is bad. It is set in the movie continuity, which is a problem right off the bat because they reference things that happen in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the bad one that no one saw. Oh, Johnny Cage isn't there. They replaced him with Curtis Stryker.
Oh, everybody's favorite.
Everybody's favorite redheaded cop. because when you have people throwing fireballs and teleporting and there are living robots
eating souls
and whatnot, I know the character I want to follow is Curtis Stryker.
The guy, he can shoot a gun.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a gun. He has a robotic police baton
Wow.
that he beats people, and he like opens it up to close portals to the nether realm.
That's stupid.
Oh, it gets worse. They dumb down all of the characters to like their basest personality traits.
And it's Mortal Kombat. There's not a lot
There's
going
not a
on
lot
there to
there.
begin with.
You can do a drinking game. Drink every time Sonya Blade yells "Combat time," and you'll be dead. You'll be dead by the end of the first episode because it happens like 5 times.
It's like her catchphrase, I take it.
Oh, that is the catchphrase of the series, and she is always the one that says it.
Like they're always saying in the game.
Combat time. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
The entire concept from the start is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat cartoon for children.
Mm-hmm.
No, not a good idea.
They do get around the... Okay, so in the 90s, there was a law, and I think it might even still be in effect today. Children's cartoons, you can't show characters punching each other. You can't have physical
Oh, no, they
contact.
do that all the time on Cartoon Network
Oh,
nowadays.
okay. Well, then it was something in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
But they got around that because, fortuitously, Mortal Kombat introduced Cyrax and Sector and the Cyber Lin Kuei ninja robots. But so because they're robots,
You're allowed to punch
you're
robots.
allowed to punch robots. So they got around it. It almost makes me think maybe they introduced those characters and that concept so that they could
punch somebody in the cartoon.
in the cartoon. Yeah. The voice acting is bad all the way around with the exception of Raiden, voiced by Clancy Brown.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's good. That's good. That's
But
good
it's
casting.
a weird choice. He does the Mr. Krabs voice for him.
Yes. Liu Kang, me boy. Scorpion's always after me, Krabby Patties.
He grabs a Krabby Patty with his spear. Get over here.
Oh yeah, but no, it's not worth searching out.
Don't watch this.
Don't watch this. I would place it squarely between. Okay, so in the late 90s, there were a lot of cartoons based on fighting games. It was kind of weird. I would say not as good as Street Fighter, the animated series, which itself is not
not
good, but better than Darkstalkers, the cartoon. Not the anime, the cartoon. The cartoon is just oof.
It's much like the Mortal Kombat cartoon. The Darkstalkers cartoon is ill-conceived from the start, being that one of the major characters is a succubus.
Yeah.
Like, explain that to a 10-year-old.
Yeah. But
She wants to steal your kiss energy from kisses.
that's about it. Yeah, that's about right.
She wants to give you the bad kiss.
Although Darkstalker as a game is a lot of fun. I actually like that one quite a bit.
Yeah, Darkstalkers rules.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what if Street Fighter were Universal monsters?
Kinda. Yeah. I dig that one quite a bit. I wish they would do more with the franchise.
Yeah, like make one.
Yes. Yes. Or at least they finally upgraded the Morrigan sprite. You know, for the longest time,
it
was that same old sprite from the original game.
Dusty old...
To the point where there was a joke that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, one of the skins for Morgan was just going to be a 2D upgrade of the blown up version of the
billboarded version of the sprite around.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one of mine. You guys, your turn.
Before we do that, we have Midsommar and we have Horse Girl. I think we should hit Horse Girl before we do Midsommar.
Okay.
Midsommar was a trip and a half. But Horse Girl it's a Netflix original movie that stars Alison Brie as a girl that has some kind of mental illness, I guess, and we just kind of...
Well, it just starts off, she just seems like kind of like a normal awkward girl.
Yeah, just like kind of a weird girl that works at a Joann Fabrics substitute.
Yeah.
And just kind of weirdly goes to a horse stables after work and looks at a horse a lot and like watches a show that is eerily reminiscent of Supernatural.
Okay.
It's hilarious how like kind of specific it is. Like they show a lot of the show and like it looks
It's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a low budget sci-fi style. Like they clearly were going for Supernatural.
Yeah.
But as the movie goes on, she like kind of loses her grip on reality a little more and more, and it gets harder to follow because you don't know what you're seeing that she's seeing is real or not, type of thing.
Okay.
I don't think it would have been as good as it is if Alison Brie just didn't sell it so well.
Okay.
She just acts the hell out of this one. It is a very serious look at sort of a mental illness situation.
Okay. Because I didn't quite get that
in it.
Yeah, that's true. It has humorous moments.
Okay.
And there's times where she like is making a connection in her mind that doesn't make any sense, and you're just like, whoa.
Oh, okay. Huh.
It's interesting in the way that it makes you think how close you are anytime being on the edge of being perceived as sane and being perceived as not sane type of thing.
Okay. I think I'm getting the picture here. See, I unlike Midsommar and Parasite, I've never heard of Horse Girl. I don't know anything about this.
It just came out on Netflix.
Okay.
I don't know. It looked weird, and Alison Brie is usually pretty good, so we watched it. Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, if you like a weird movie like that, you'll probably like this weird movie.
Okay.
Like it has like a ton of just crazy visuals.
Yeah, a lot of really cool imagery.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to talk about it without just straight up spoiling it.
Okay,
I don't want to do that either.
Yeah, we can't really do that. Yeah.
I'd say check it out, though, if that sounds interesting to you and you want to see a really good performance out of Alison Brie.
Oh, sure.
It's not like upsetting or anything by any means or scary.
It's just interesting.
Okay.
And pretty wild, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I will definitely have to... I might try that one. Again, we'll have to be in a certain mood.
Yeah, that's definitely like be in a certain mood for this one.
Gotcha.
I think they got the words were just like, what?
Yeah. Huh.
What happened?
You see the end and you go, huh.
Okay. Well, one of the other things I checked out this week, it's a movie. I believe it's on Netflix, although I found it, elsewhere. So went into this one completely blind. Jordan and I both saw it off a list of. She has a friend that recommends like romantic comedies, that sort of thing. And those aren't usually my style of movie, to be completely fair. But we popped it on, and it's called They Came Together.
Oh, the movie's good.
Yes.
That movie's hilarious.
It's hilarious. I had no idea going into it what it was. So it is Paul Rudd and Amy Poehler, and turns out it is a complete spoof.
Oh yeah.
And send up of romantic comedies, and it hits every single trope.
It's hilarious.
Oh, it is so good.
I think Michael Showalter directed it.
Yeah, it's the Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
A lot of that cast. But, oh my God, it was so great.
Yeah, it's really good and like super oddball.
Oh, yeah. The scene where they're playing basketball and they're getting, different opinions on marriage from his friends. And at one point they say, "Don't you see? We're all aspects of your personality, and you're going to make a decision based on everything we tell each other," while they're all taking shots. and they get like 2 points, and it's going way over the hoop, like not even close.
And New York is almost a character.
It's almost Oh yeah. Oh, so good.
There's a couple of weird Pokemon jokes in there, isn't there? If I remember right.
I think there was. Yeah.
There was something about Pokemon in it, I swear.
There was I think there was a joke about Pokemon.
I think somebody's kid had Pokemon cards or something, and Paul Rudd knew weirdly.
Yes,
he knew weirdly too much about
weirdly
Pokemon.
specific Pokemon. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I think it checked out too, if I remember right.
Yeah. Every time anyone exited a room for a scene, they would always walk towards a door and go, "Hey, thanks." Every single scene, even when it didn't make sense for it to happen. It was so good.
That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. The whole Halloween party with
it's been a long time since I saw it.
Ron Riggle's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
Rob Riggle.
I don't think Rob Riggle's in it.
Oh.
You sure? I feel like he is.
No, it was, what's his name from Law and Order SVU and the voice of Jim Gordon on Harley Quinn.
Oh. We finished Harley Quinn the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Actually.
How is it?
It's got a big ending on there.
Really?
Yeah, I watch it.
Okay. Well, it got picked up for a season 2.
Yeah, which I think I said on the show, it's too bad this isn't getting a second season.
Right?
Well, it is, it turns out.
Huh.
And they're putting Catwoman and Mr. Freeze in it.
Oh, they are.
Which will be interesting to see how they do those characters.
That'll be interesting, yeah. Chris Maloney. That's the guy's name. Yeah. But,
at least for now, that's what we think it is.
Yeah.
Then after the show, we'll figure out.
It'll be completely something else.
It was Steve Guttenberg.
It was Steve Guttenberg or Peter Scolari. What I should have done was watch episodes of Bosom Buddies for the show this week.
Oh, yeah. But they came together.
It's super. It's so good.
If you're in the mood for a super goofy,
incredibly goofy,
off the wall comedy, like full tilt comedy, like
Michael Shannon shows up. And what's his name from The Walking Dead? The baseball batsman?
Negan?
Negan shows up very briefly.
Do we want to hit Midsommar real quick?
Go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that's it.
This is going to be another one that is interesting, but you guys won't be able to say a whole lot about. Probably.
I think you can cover the gist of it pretty well without spoiling it.
But I mean, spoil. Yeah.
In this one, a group of college student pals, 2 of which are boyfriend and girlfriend, and are in kind of a strained relationship because of the girl's troubled past and a little troubled present, go on a trip to Sweden to a commune of people that one of the friends is from. And they visit this commune, and it gets for a Midsummer festival that happens once every 90 years. And it gets weird. Yeah. It's by the guy that directed Hereditary. And it hits a lot of the same kind of freak out, disturbingness of that movie. I would say it's not as scary as Hereditary. I don't even think it's really that scary.
No, it's not scary.
It's just highly disturbing.
Oh boy, yes. I have watched Midsommar, and
I didn't know you'd seen it.
Yeah,
it's a trip.
It's a trip. It sure is something.
Yeah, I mean, I am glad I watched it. I guess I would say I enjoyed it.
Oh, same here.
Man,
but I will not watch it again. Once was enough for me.
There's some imagery in that movie that will probably haunt me for the rest of my days.
Yeah.
I did not know it was going to be as intense as it is, but
I did. That's why I kept kind of putting it off.
That's why you're like, are you sure you want to watch this right now?
That's why. For months, he's like, no, I'm not.
Whew, yeah.
I thought you knew.
No, I didn't know how hardcore this movie is.
It's yep. Whew. Yeah, just thinking about stuff in that. Yeah.
Not only do I not want to spoil it, I don't know if we can say what the things that happen on air.
No, we probably can't. No, it is.
But anyway, this group of Swedes is extremely nice and welcoming, and they have a good time
Yes.
with this nice commune.
It feels kind of similar to Wicker Man.
Oh, it's very Wicker
yes.
Man adjacent.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Everything is so bright and beautiful all of the time.
It's shot gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
They managed to make an extremely creepy movie without it almost ever being dark.
Yeah.
Anytime that it's dark, they're asleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Except for like a handful of scenes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But
Well, I mean, it makes sense that it's the solstice.
Yeah.
mm-hmm. But yeah, that is a movie that. Mm-hmm.
It's not a good date movie. I'll put that out right here.
I think you could say it's her dealing with her grief and her crappy boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is.
It is
I
probably
mean,
the worst date movie I could think of.
it would almost be the anti-date movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better-
You dump your man
Yeah.
or burn him.
Well, yes. Keep the bear suit handy just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. You can hear the general unease.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen that in the theater and just experience the room of uncomfortableness
Oh my God.
that
It's like
happened.
when we watched Spring Breakers.
Yeah, we saw Spring
Oh.
Breakers in the theater, and that was just like we're just sitting in a room of uncomfortable soup. Like everyone's
Yeah.
just like, oh.
Oh yeah. No, that would be an experience
Yeah.
with Hereditary. Yeah. Or not Hereditary.
Midsommar.
Midsommar. Yeah. Yeah. Oof.
I think I like Hereditary better if we're gonna compare the two. But God, this movie was good. I feel weird saying it was good, but it was very good.
It sure was something.
Yeah.
Wait, what's her name?
Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
Pugh.
Pew. Yep.
Yeah, she's really good in it.
Mhm.
Chidi from The Good Place is in it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have one last thing. It's not
Hopefully
anything
it's not
as
awkward.
I didn't know you had more, or maybe I would have waited before I just blew all the wind out of our sails with that weird movie.
No, it's okay. This will just take a minute. I watched the first more cartoons. I watched the first couple episodes of Spider-Man the animated series, the one from the 90s. And it is
Yes, does it hold up?
yes and no. It is pretty hilarious to kind of see the hoops that they had to jump through with certain things, like the regular pistols shoot laser beams and Spider-Man never hits anyone. He just webs them constantly because, again, that was the 90s. You couldn't do any of that stuff. But the storylines in the episodes do run, at least in that first handful of that I watched, do run fairly closely to their comic counterparts. Like the introduction of the Lizard is kind of a 90s update of the original issue with the Lizard.
That's cool.
That sort of thing. The biggest deviation in those first handful of episodes was the introduction of Venom. They couldn't do Secret Wars, which is where in the comics Spider-Man got the black suit.
Yeah.
It-
But it was the 90s, so they had to do Venom.
They had to do Venom. And I forgot how early in the series Venom happened. He happens in episode 7 and 8,
Wow.
which I thought he was near the end of season 1, almost season 2, cliffhanger type deal. It was the first multi-parter of the series. But no, it was really good. It actually was it was weird. So watching the Venom episodes in particular, the beats in the show don't mimic the beats in the comic like the other episodes, but the Spider-Man 3, the Tobey Maguire one, the one that everyone hates,
I thought it was okay.
and it's fine. Looking back on it, it's fine. Some of the stuff was kind of goofy, but it's fine. But a lot of the beats from that movie mimic the cartoon.
That's weird.
Like he loses the black suit by swinging into a church and the bells going off, which causes a sonic disruption that drops the suit from him, which didn't happen in the comics, but happens in the cartoon and the movie.
That's weird.
So it's kind of weird. And it makes sense because the producer on the animated series is a guy named Avi Arad, who was for a time the Marvel like media producer basically, and he was and still is partial producer on the Spider-Man movies. I mean, his name still pops up on the Sony Spider-Man films and the Venom movie and things like that. So it's interesting that that was his influence. That, okay, we have this story, this worked here, we're just going to move it right over to the film, and it's going to work just like that. But yeah, that's interesting.
Is this the cartoon where they flash back to Uncle Ben's death, but they can't use the word death or died?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they have to explain Spider-Man's backstory without saying death or die.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is the one.
Because it was the 90s.
It was the 90s.
Say that on cartoons.
You could not say it. Yeah.
The first cartoon I can remember that had punching again, and it is like Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Finn does a lot of punching.
He does. But then again, a lot of what Finn punches is
non-human.
non-human.
Being that he's the only actual human.
Yeah. Yeah. And for whatever reason, I think that might be part of the reason why they did it that way, so they can get around it but like Steven Universe has punching and stuff too nowadays.
Regular show has punching.
Regular show has a lot of punching. Yeah.
Although almost no one on that show is a human of the main cast.
That's very true. But yeah, sorry to kind of take the wind out of the sails of Midsommar there. But
no, I think we needed to come back up with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The best Spider-Man to watch on the Disney Plus is Spider-Woman, which I think we've talked about.
I think we have.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so awful. For a variety of reasons.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right, well, hey, let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we'll get into a little bit of news. Nerd Overload is a show produced under the umbrella of a nonprofit organization, Marion Community Radio WZMO. To help with our fundraising, we have become a member of Patreon. What is Patreon?
Patreon exists because when creators are paid, they can create more amazing things. Things that inspire us, teach us, challenge us, things that make us laugh. Patreon is a membership platform that makes it really easy for creators to get paid. We're using the idea of patronage, which is actually a really old idea.
Exactly, Jack. If it weren't for patrons, we wouldn't have Romeo and Juliet or Mona Lisa. Mozart, Shakespeare, Da Vinci, they all had patrons.
What can I do to help Nerd Overload?
Patrons set a monthly subscription-style payment for the level of membership they want.
Where do I go?
Thousands of creators and creative teams are using Patreon to run their business their way. So if you're a professional creator, start a page and give your fans the opportunity to become patrons.
Patreon.com/nerdoverload now. Hey, we're back. That was the theme to the 90s Spider-Man cartoon by Aerosmith lead guitarist Joe Perry.
Was it? That's Spectacular Spider-Man is the name of that show? No,
Nope,
Amazing
it was
Spider-Man?
It was just Spider-Man.
Just Spider-Man.
Spider-Man the animated series. Yeah. Yeah.
What if it was literally called Just Spider-Man?
Just Spider-Man. Oops, all Spider-Man. Wait, no, that's the Spider-Man Enter the Spider-Verse movies.
That's what they could have called Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact about that show, they were not allowed to use the term radioactive or radiation in the show, and yet the theme song screams radioactive spider blood over and over and over again.
It's no Ramon Spider-Man theme.
It's no Ramones. Yeah, that's very true.
But I know you got to do what you got to do. It's not like they were going to be able to top the Ramones.
Well, yeah. All right, so hey, let's go ahead and get into some news. What's the first thing on the list there?
We got more Pattinson news. Robert Pattinson's Batman. They got some pictures of him.
They do have some pictures of Batman.
You can see the ears, and they look like you would expect them to.
They look like Batman ears.
They didn't do anything dramatic to the ears.
Yeah, these pictures that have been released, they were a couple of... It almost looked like they were being snuck, like someone snuck the photos.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think these were intended for release.
No, that's why I'm not as concerned about the look of the costume. It's definitely more battle armory than Batman suit-y, I guess. But then again, this story that they're telling is supposed to be within the first year or two of Bruce Wayne being Batman. So it kind of makes sense that his suit is not as streamlined. It's kind of clunky and kind of cobbled together from parts that he could find and get.
And he's got a cool motorcycle.
He does have a cool motorcycle with the bat symbol like on the front.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
And no cape, but I'm willing to bet the cape is CG.
I would say any action scene is going to be a CG cape. And that's fine.
Yeah. It probably makes it a lot easier when you're shooting to not have to worry about this cape flapping around, getting stuck in stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Also, what are the odds that that was not actually Robert Pattinson in the photo that they took?
Oh, it's probably likely. It could have been a stunt double.
I really think it was a stunt double because some of the suit, although I am willing to bet a lot of those suits going to look more like armor, I bet you at least part of that is stunt driver like extra padding.
Yeah.
So some of that stuff may not be part of the finalized costume. It might be CG'd out and kind of streamlined down a little bit.
It could be anybody, and then they just deep fake his chin on there.
It could be me.
It could.
I'm the Batman.
Well, I mean, yeah, it could be, yes. No, you're good. But no, it makes sense with the deep faking because if you look close on the picture, there are a lot of like motion tracking dots on the guy's face. So it could very well be.
It'd be like the Mandalorian, where like 90% of the time that is not. I forget the guy that
Pascal.
played. Yeah.
I forget what his last name is.
Pedro Pascal?
Yeah,
Pedro Pascal. That's it. Yeah.
90% of the time that is not him.
Yeah.
In the suit.
Yeah.
Because why would it have to be?
Why would it have to? Yeah, exactly. The only thing I am not sold on with this bat suit, I still don't like the bat symbol being the disassembled parts of the gun that killed his parents. That seems, it seems very in keeping of Batman being super edgelordy.
Yeah.
But
we don't know if that's it for absolutely sure, but it does look that way.
Oh boy, it looks an awful lot like a gun handle and stock that has been turned into a bat symbol. I don't like it.
It just doesn't make any sense. I hate guns so much. I have them on me as a part of my costume. Like, what? I mean, that's weird.
That would be almost the same as him, like, incorporating Martha Wayne's pearls into his...
Yeah, he wears the pearl necklace.
He wears the pearls. He's
He's
laced them into his codpiece. I don't know.
He wears her heels.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
He fights in mommy's heels.
All right, so let's talk about some other... You know what? Let's talk about some other superhero-ish news. But this is also game news, kind of. There is a game coming out that was just announced called Project GG, which I'm almost willing to bet is going to have another name down the line.
No, they're going to reveal that it stars former punk sensation Gigi Allen.
I was just going to say that joke. You beat me to it. You got me. But yeah.
A lot of the game focuses on throwing your own poop at monsters.
Yeah. But no, Project GG is done by Platinum Games, which we are all kind of a fan of here. They've done a lot of really good stuff, a lot of action.
Bayonetta.
Yep.
The recent Astral Chain, which is very good.
Wonderful 101,
Yeah.
which just had a very successful Kickstarter. I think it still has a couple
I think we
days
talked about
left
it
on.
here.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
talked
like we
about
did.
Wonderful 101 on here. Yeah. But the director of that, even Hideki Kamiya, is part of this as well. And
It's one of his babies.
And it looks like it is very loosely based on the Japanese superhero show Ultraman. It's a guy that grows super big and punches monsters. And
It's like, what if there was a man who could fight Godzilla?
yeah, and I am super into it. That seems
Yeah.
like a very fun game.
The
to
trailer
play.
doesn't show any gameplay. It doesn't even show what the guy really looks like when he gets super huge.
But he goes from a small man to a very big man and then runs out of Godzilla, and that's enough.
Yeah, that's good enough.
That's good enough for me.
It sounds good. I'm in too. It's a
Games are always so stylish.
Yeah. If nothing else, it's going to look amazing.
Well, that's like the opening. It shows the Platinum logo and it says Platinum never loses its luster underneath.
Yeah.
Which is just the kind of like ballsy thing they would do.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's interesting that this game they're publishing themselves, so they have full creative control on this, which will be interesting to see.
So they can get as weird with it as they want.
Yeah.
Which is cool because they had almost full control over Astral Chain, and that game got weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, initially Astral Chain was going to be a medieval themed game, and Nintendo said, you can do better than that. They did.
And they did. They made it Space Cops.
Yeah, which is way more interesting than Wizards.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I had the choice between Wizards and Space Cops, it's Space Cop 100%.
Oh, yeah. Cyberpunk Space Cop. Yeah. With Evangelion vibes. Yeah, give me that.
Yep. Speaking of cops,
Oh my.
Sure, yeah, let's go right into this weird little nugget.
yeah. This is a weird one. This is just a weird one. This isn't like pop culture news. Well, it is kind of pop culture news, but
Yeah, I would definitely say he's a pop culture icon.
yeah. So McGruff the Crime Dog.
You remember him, the bloodhound in a flasher trench coat.
Yeah.
that formerly took a bite out of crime.
Is now getting bitten by crime.
By the law.
By the law pretty hard, yeah. Yeah, so the actor, the suit actor for McGruff the Crime Dog.
It wasn't the voice actor? It was just the guy that wore the big suit?
Oh, no, I'm wrong. It just says the actor.
Oh, so it could be either one.
It could be either one.
It is unclear.
It is. But a guy named John Morales, look it up.
Yeah.
But John Morales, who was McGruff the Crime Dog, was sentenced to 16 years in prison from a 2011 arrest in which 1,000 marijuana plants, 27 weapons, and 9,000 rounds of ammunition were taken from his home. McGruff was planning for something big. McGruff's going full Punisher.
I want to see that comic.
McGruff in his crime van driving down the street.
It was the suit actor.
It was a suit actor. Okay, well that's still great.
Yeah, the guy that voiced McGruff also created him and died not too long ago.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh boy.
It's against everything that he stood for, and
It
I am appalled.
Well, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain, as they say in that one Batman movie.
Woof.
Oh, all right. Next topic. Let's keep on rocking and rolling.
I was trying to come up with a good prison joke. a dog-related prison joke, but I got nothing.
Yeah.
They're gonna ship him off to more than just the pound.
Yep.
Well, in Disney-related news, they got a new CEO out of nowhere.
Hey, that's pretty cool, I guess.
I guess Bob Iger stepped down to be replaced by another Bob.
Yeah.
Bob Chapek.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that invented the Disney Vault.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, it makes you really wonder.
Yeah.
The guy that kept your children away from Sleeping Beauty for several years at a time is now in charge.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that he is going to immediately put everything back into the Disney vault.
Yes, that would be wildly Chicken Little-y to go, oh, God, it's over.
Yeah. But let's play in that space for a second. What would happen if all of a sudden Star Wars and the Marvel movies go into the Disney vault?
Disney Plus is 3 movies at a time.
Yes.
They rotate out every 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And they charge you $50 a pop to watch them.
Yeah. But they do ship a very nice plastic clamshell case to your house every 3 months.
Yep. Oh, man. I wish more movies were in those plastic clamshells. I like those better than the... Yeah.
They're very nice.
They are very nice.
It's a very good way to store a VHS tape.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. They look nicer on the shelf, I think. Because they look kind of like books a little bit, you know.
You know which one's your Aristocats VHS one, because it's the big plastic one.
It's the one that you haven't taken the shrink wrap off, because who wants to watch the Aristocats?
Excuse me.
I'm sorry?
I love the Aristocats.
Really?
That was one of my favorite ones as a kid.
I did not care for the Aristocats.
I basically bounced back and forth between 101 Dalmatians and the Aristocats quite frequently.
Okay, I could see 101 Dalmatians. That's fine. Aristocats?
Like the puppy movie, like the kitty movie.
Oh, well, okay. I guess that makes sense. All right, you got me there.
Aristocats has some real good songs in it. Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. Thomas O'Malley, the Alley Cat, is also a very cool guy. Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Oh, well,
as
yeah,
Duchess.
Zsa Zsa Gabor. But if we're going to do Zsa Zsa Gabor in an animated film, it's all about the rescuers, though, is the thing.
That's just a bunch of rats, though.
But they went down under to save that very big bird. Hey, Rescuers Down Under was the first film that used CG animation that they went over with hand-drawn to get some of the animated, like the flight simulated kind of stuff. Yeah, that was the first one that they did.
Yeah, well, Thomas O'Malley would probably eat all of them.
Well, that's very true. Well, we can all agree that the one that was based on the Billy Joel songs was the bad one, right?
What one is that?
Oliver
and Company?
Oliver and Company.
I don't remember anything about it. I know I saw it, but I guess that's all you need to know, as I don't remember it. So
Oliver and Company is very bad. And I'm glad you remembered the name, because I didn't. All I remember, I was going to say Oliver something. It was like based on Oliver Twist and also had Billy Joel songs. And that's all I know.
Seeing commercials for it as a kid and being like, oh, I want to see that. Look at all those kitties and puppies. Apparently, I really liked the dog and cat Disney movies. It didn't dawn on me till now, but...
Yeah, growing up, it wasn't me. I was Little Mermaid, Jungle Book, Aladdin. Yeah.
Same.
Seems about that speed.
Aristocats and 101 Dalmatians. One
Yeah.
or the other.
Yeah.
And those are both like Disney Dark Ages movies.
Oh yeah.
too.
Yeah, those are
I don't know. I'm just weird, I guess. I just like those puppies and kitties singing songs. Although I remember we watched Aristocats not too recently. And I'm like, that was okay.
It doesn't quite hold up.
No.
Yeah. That's kind of why I'm afraid to go back and watch some of those Disney movies, because I know they're good. I know they're good, but I don't know if they're going to hold up quite.
Most of the princess ones do.
Yeah.
We watched a bunch of them in college when we go to the library and take them out of the library.
Oh, nice.
And most of them are pretty good. Sleeping Beauty is actually really good just because the art is gorgeous.
I was going to say the art is a little different than a lot of the other ones.
It's a lot more stylized than the other ones. The other ones are going for like a rotoscope realism.
Well, a lot of it was
look.
rotoscoped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one is full cartoon.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot better.
Yeah.
Although not Sleeping Beauty, Snow White is just nuts. There's so many shots in Snow White where you're just like, how did they do that without a computer?
Yeah. Well, it was their first one. They had to go big.
There's a lot of stuff they do with like reflections and water. My mind was blown. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I need to go back and watch some of those. I need to watch some of the ones like I like Lilo and Stitch.
I've never seen that one.
Very good movie. Very, very good movie. But some of the ones from that era, I guess.
Like Home on the Range.
Oh, man. Home on the Range was... Oh.
I remember.
I take that back. That one was bad. I
saw it in theaters, and I remember being like, "Oh, it was okay."
Yeah,
but it probably was bad.
Yeah, I don't.
There's a Roseanne cow.
Yeah,
and I believe Randy Quaid is in it.
I believe so. Yeah, I actually need to go back and watch a bunch of Don Bluth stuff. I like his animation style, and what I have seen that he's done, I've enjoyed. I just haven't seen quite as much of that as some others.
I almost said who did Wizards, but then I realized that's Ralph Bakshi, and that's a completely different oeuvre.
Yeah, that's another one. I've actually seen a lot of Ralph Bakshi stuff. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone.
No, it's an acquired taste.
To say the least. Yeah.
It depends on how much do you like drawn-on nipples. That you can see through clothes.
There's a lot of that.
That's a reoccurring theme.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, hey, we'll see what happens with this new Disney CEO.
Oh yeah, that's what
we were talking about.
I mean, I'm not some sort of financial analyst. I can't tell you what this means.
The honest truth is it's probably going to mean very little for the day-to-day. Unless he turns into another Eisner. Because Eisner had his finger in all the pies.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, maybe he wasn't did a lot of good for the company up front, but in the long run, Eisner was not a great guy.
He had his fingers in all of the pies to varying degrees of success.
Yes.
I wonder if they'll continue their buying, their high risk, high reward buying spree.
Hasn't turned them wrong yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I guess the only way it will turn wrong on them is if they get like a monopoly issue going on.
Yeah, and they're getting close to, well, relatively speaking, they are closer now than they ever have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the federal government right now is pretty hands-off when it comes to business matters.
So yeah. Yeah.
Pokemon! There's some Pokemon news on the docket.
Sure.
You know, we always love to talk about those crazy little monsters.
Yeah, so there was a Pokemon of the Year.
Yeah,
thing.
Google and Pokemon Company had like some sort of Pokemon of the Year vote.
Yeah.
And the winner, which I didn't expect, but I am totally okay with because he's a cool ninja frog, Greninja won.
Yeah. That's weird because Pikachu's not on the list.
Yeah.
That is weird. Do you think it's a situation where enough people went, oh, everyone else is going to vote for Pikachu, so I'm going to vote for the weird choice?
It had to have been something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe just everybody's like, I'm not voting for that middle of the road yellow rat. Can't even learn Hyper Beam.
Yeah, right?
But other than the Pokemon of the Year, there's a brand new Monsterman on the loose.
Yeah.
I'm full of excellent transitions today.
You're doing it.
You're on fire.
Yeah,
You're doing
I'm on
it.
fire today.
Yep.
I've already forgot what its name is, but it's a big mad monkey man.
I am looking it up currently. We are getting there.
What is it? A dark and grass
Grass
type?
type, yeah. Zarude
The rude monkey man.
The rude boy.
I mean,
The
he's
original rude boy.
the original rude
Rude.
boy is the rude.
Yeah.
He was always picking it up. He's a big monkey that shoots vines out of his wrists and feet.
Oh, I was
and the-
scared when
and the
you
back
were
of his
going
neck.
there for a second.
He shoots vines out of his wrists and his feet and his neck. The back of his neck.
Back of his neck.
It's a weird place to
weird
shoot
place. Yeah. They haven't announced where or how you can get this character into your game, but it exists, I guess.
I think it's for a movie that's coming out.
Probably. Yeah.
I don't know. You probably have to go to a mall when a Pokemon truck is there, and then they distribute it through your link cable.
Get the cool back alley Pokemons.
Yeah. Or you go to the Pokemon World Championships or whatever.
You have to bring your cartridge to a Toys R Us.
During a specific week.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new Pokemon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Guys hear about McGruff?
Oh boy. Oh,
Anyway,
boy, oh, boy.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
There's the smallest morsel of Indiana Jones 5.
We'll
news.
take it. Yeah.
For one, Indiana Jones 5 exists.
Yeah.
I don't think we've talked about it existing on the show. It's a recent thing.
It's fairly recent.
I
yeah.
think Harrison Ford in an interview just recently said, "Yeah, I'm doing that, whatever." In typical Harrison Ford fashion.
While doing an interview for his scary dog movie. Have you seen any trailers for that dog
What,
movie?
is it Call of the Wild?
Yeah. Call of the Wild or something like that. And the dog is like is a mo-capped person.
I did not know that.
Yes, there are pictures of mocap man staring up like at Harrison Ford while looking at him in dog pose.
I want to know what was going through Harrison Ford's head while looking at this man sitting like a dog.
I got bills to pay.
No, he doesn't.
It's either this or back to Star Wars.
And God, no, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. Now, the question is, will they kill him off in Indiana Jones 5? Because it seems as though Harrison Ford is actively going through all of his major roles and making sure that they are dead by the end of them.
He's on a death tour.
Yeah, the Harrison Ford death tour.
I mean, they could. I don't. Oh, the way Indiana Jones stories are told, it always feels like it's a small piece of
Yeah.
just so many adventures this guy has.
And that's the point. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the point.
and I don't think they need to put a bookend on it with him dying. I think just tell us another Indiana Jones story.
If they were smart, that's the way they would do it. But I definitely see them doing somehow it becoming young Indiana Jones and setting it up for his younger son, or perhaps Mutt Williams will come back.
Oh yeah. Do it. When he
Yes.
almost picked up that hat in Crystal Skull. Oh man. Let's not talk about Crystal
Let's
Skull.
not.
Steven Spielberg's not directing this one, which is weird.
Feels weird.
That's not a thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
James Mangold, the guy that directed, I forgot.
We looked it up before.
We looked it up. Oh, Logan.
Logan.
The guy that directed Logan and Ford v Ferrari, which seems like the most grandpa movie imaginable.
Okay, so from that we know that he can do period pieces and he can do action films. Indiana Jones is both. So why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Let's see where it goes, because
he doesn't seem like a bad choice.
It doesn't seem like a bad choice. And I mean, the last Indiana Jones was Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So, and that wasn't awesome.
No, I mean, it can only go up from there, I guess.
It can go up, yeah.
Who is the worst director for an Indiana Jones movie?
Huh.
Here's a game we can play in the space.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton's Indiana. That would be weird.
Tim Burton, yeah.
Yeah.
Harmony Korine.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, I want
Going back
that.
to Spring Breakers.
No, I want to see Harmony Korine's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Just like
Greta Gerwig's
mess out
Indiana
James
Jones.
Franco in a fedora.
Wes Anderson's Indiana Jones. That sounds pretty cool.
Nothing would happen. They'd just be people
That's
talking
true.
and
They
being
just
weird.
walk around, yeah.
Guys,
And running rooms.
Yui Bowl.
Yeah, no.
Indiana Jones goes postal.
No, it's a adapted version of an
The
Indiana Jones video game. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine.
Yep, yep.
Or Indiana Jones. The good one. I'm blanking on the really good Indiana Jones point and click.
Atlantis?
Yeah, Fate of Atlantis. Don't do that one. They could actually do a really good Indiana Jones movie if they just adapted that story. Have you ever played that?
I haven't.
Oh God, you should play that game.
Really? That good?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like a LucasArts point and click adventure like a Monkey Island.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's got full voice acting, not Harrison Ford, of course, but
Yeah. But no, that's awesome.
it really holds up, too.
Yeah, I will have to find that then. That sounds excellent. All right, well, hey, I think we have hit time, so let's go ahead and wrap things up. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com. We're also on various social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram by looking at Nerd Overload Now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. Leave us a message, and we might play it on the show. Tell us who you think the worst possible director for Indiana Jones 5 could be. The number's 586-372-8020.
That's right. And we're also on various podcast catchers like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/nerdoverload now. If you like the show and you want to help support us, you can check us out over there. And I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Hey, did you guys hear about McGruff?